Hello, so I want to talk about Jesus, I want to talk about Taylor Swift and her song All Too Well, and I want to talk about a Canaanite woman whom Jesus encountered 2,000 years ago. And the reason I'm linking All Too Well and the Canaanite woman is some of what this woman said, we don't have her name, but some of what she says and her challenge to Jesus, some of the spirit of that I think is encapsulated in the song All Too Well quite nicely. But we'll come on to that. Let's start with Jesus and the context in which we find this encounter. So Jesus is going around with his disciples at this point, but he's off-piste here. When this encounter with the Canaanite woman happens, he's in the region of Sidon and Tyre, we know. Now, your geography of Israel may not be so great, but this is off-piste for Jesus. Normally he's in the sort of Central East, which is, or North East, which is Galilee, Nazareth, Capernaum. That's his kind of base for much of his ministry. And then he goes south every now and then to Jerusalem, and then he goes back up to Capernaum. So he's in that kind of area. This is completely different. This is in the northwest of the country. This is by the Mediterranean. And so in a sense, maybe he was trying to take a break. I don't know. It's possible he was on a sort of holiday. You know, the Mediterranean is where people go on holiday these days. It doesn't really matter. What matters is also, though, that this woman is not Jewish. A Canaanite is a word which would be used for someone who lives in that land, Canaan, but is not following Jewish practice. And this Canaanite woman, though, has obviously heard that Jesus is a healer, and she says to him, "Come, please, save my daughter. You've got to heal her. Son of David, I know you're Jewish, but I want you to heal my daughter." And initially Jesus says no, and he says no in rather an extraordinary way. He says, I was sent only to the lost sheep of the house of Israel. But she comes and says, "No, but help me." And he says it's not fair to take the children's food and throw it to the dogs. We're going to come back to that because it's a kind of harsh phrase, but it starts just to get it in our heads that Jesus is really saying, yes, I understand that your daughter is sick, but my mission is to Israel, to the lost sheep of Israel. That's why there are 12 disciples for the 12 tribes of Israel. I'm trying to bring a new Jerusalem about it. And you're not kind of part of the people I believe my mission is for. And that's where it starts. And now we're going to go into the Taylor Swift All Too Well. For those who don't know, this is All Too Well is kind of Taylor Swift's masterpiece, really. And there's two versions. There's a 6-minute version and a 10-minute version. The words I'm going to refer to are from the 10-minute version. And it's a song about a breakup. It's a song about a breakup. And people spend ages kind of working out which is the person she's broken up with. And I don't really care about that. What I do care about is the emotions and the spirit she articulates in it. And basically in the song, Swift is the narrator insisting that this relationship mattered. I think she's not so much, she's gutted that the relationship finished, but it's more the dismissive nature of the ending, that the man in question seems to have just said, well, it was only a casual fling anyway. It didn't really mean much. And for her, it does. And so some of the time she says, I was waiting for you to say it was love. You never called it what it was. It was rare. I was there. I remember it all too well. This as the narrator of this song, she's claiming this relationship really was a loving one. It wasn't just a casual thing. And she says, actually, didn't this hurt you too? Didn't this maim you too? I don't believe you when you say this is a casual thing. I don't accept your description of where it's at. And that spirit of, look, I'm not accepting this. It's the spirit of this Canaanite woman. So Jesus says to her this very harsh thing, look, I've come to feed the children of Israel. It's not right to take the children's food and throw it to the dogs. And she doubles down on that. Said, yeah, you're calling me a dog? All right. But even the dogs eat the crumbs that fall from their master's table. Yes, Lord, but even the dogs eat the crumbs that fall from their master's table. And she's pointing out that, if you have a dog, you'll notice that their dogs can't hang around and they feed off the scraps. And she's saying, all right, you can call me a dog, but even so, I am entitled to ask to be saved, for my daughter to be saved, because we get the scraps. It's this kind of assertion of her rights. And now, at the least, Jesus listens to her. Jesus answered her, "Woman, great is your faith. Let it be done for you as you wish." And the daughter's healed instantly. it's possible Jesus changes his mind about this whole mission. And now this is very controversial theological territory, because if he's the Son of God, how can he change his mind about his mission? But there's always a sense in Christianity is the point at which this faith becomes universal. It's not just for Jewish people, it is for everyone. And this is part of that confrontation when someone from outside the Jewish faith says, yes, I want to be part of this too. And I'm claiming that I am really part of this too. This extraordinary Canaanite woman, I think some of her spirit is, if you like, still encapsulated in this modern song by Taylor Swift, All Too Well. It's an incredible encounter. But Jesus, possibly he changed his mind. At the very least, he adjusts how he thinks. And he's come up with one remark. She challenges him and he says, okay, yeah, your faith wins. You're on it.